Today, we're going to dive into a story that is just a powerful, cautionary tale about a relationship that ended in the most tragic way you can imagine. We're looking at the case of Astri Akai, a young woman whose incredible future was just cut short.
This was the chilling thought that took root in the mind of her ex-boyfriend, Anga. It's a thought that literally twisted love into a deadly obsession and set the stage for a meticulously planned murder.
So to really understand how this all went so wrong, we have to go back. We need to get to know the vibrant, promising life that was tragically lost.
So first up, let's talk about Astri herself. She was this bright, dedicated student whose future was all about helping other people.
Astria was just known for her warmth and her kindness. At her college, she was so good at cooking that her friends in the dorm actually nicknamed her the chef. She was a smart, sociable person who dreamed of becoming a pastor so she could serve her community. By all accounts, she was this beloved figure who had everything to live for.
Okay, so that's Astri. Now let's look at the relationship that would tragically and permanently alter the course of her life.
It started out as this promising relationship between two theology students who had these shared dreams, but it slowly soured. After about a year, Anga became intensely possessive, really jealous. And the final straw for Astri? It was learning that his family disapproved of her, simply because she was from a village. So she decided to end it. She wanted to focus on her studies. Graduation was just a few months away.
And this is where you can really see the two paths diverging. Look at the contrast here. Astri was firm. She made her decision and she was ready to move forward with her life. Anga, on the other hand, well, he just couldn't let go. His refusal to accept reality started to fester into this dangerous obsession, and it was all fueled by this completely baseless belief that she was already with someone else.
So here's the crucial point. How did this obsession escalate into such a cold, calculated plan? Because make no mistake, this was not some spontaneous act of passion. Not at all.
Anga orchestrated every single detail. He lured Astri into meeting him by pretending he'd finally accepted the breakup and just wanted to return her things. But before he even left his home, he packed a bag, not just with her laptop, but with a change of clothes and a knife that he hid. He even said this final goodbye to his aunt, apologizing for being a burden, which is just a chilling sign that he had no intention of ever returning to his normal life.
So, at this secluded gazebo, he hands her the backpack, and as she looked inside, he attacked. After the horrific act, he just calmly changed into his spare clothes, put all the blood-soaked items back into the backpack, and fled the scene on his motorbike, leaving Astri's body behind.
So what happens next? Well, Anga's on the run, but his plan, if you can even call it that, starts falling apart almost immediately.
After getting completely lost in a neighboring village, Anga ends up taking shelter in a church. But his story to the local pastor and the village chief, it immediately raised all kinds of red flags. He gave a fake name, couldn't identify the family he was supposedly there to visit, and he tried to claim the blood on his shirt was from a motorcycle accident, even though there wasn't a scratch on him or his bike. His lies were just completely transparent.
The very next morning, Astri's body was found. And when the police started their investigation, her friends and family all pointed to one person, her obsessive ex-boyfriend, Anga. They knew from his persistent messages that he was almost certainly the last person she had met.
And this, right here, is where the two separate threads, the murder investigation in one town and the suspicious stranger in another, are about to come together.
So the police in the village where Anga was being held, they soon hear about the murder investigation happening nearby. They put two and two together and realized their suspicious David was in fact the prime suspect, John Leonardo Angoy-Wang. When he was confronted with the knife, the bloody clothes, and the text from his phone, Anga confessed to everything. On November 27, 2015, just 9 months after the crime, Anga was found guilty of premeditated murder. He was sentenced to life in prison for taking the life of a woman who simply wanted to move on.
Astri Akai's story is just an absolutely tragic reminder that jealousy and possessiveness are not signs of love. They are dangerous, dangerous warning signs. Her death left a huge hole in her community, and it's a profound lesson we have to carry forward to protect others from these same fates. The real question is, are we actually listening to those warning signs?